You're pathetic. A disgrace to motherhood. How dare you think you can raise a child when you can't even pay rent? Mr. Adebayo's voice thundered through Sarah Johnson's cramped Lagos apartment as he waved the bright red eviction notice inches from her face. Her 6-year-old daughter Emma pressed herself against the kitchen wall, tears streaming down her cheeks as she watched the terrifying scene unfold. "Sir, please lower your voice. You're scaring my daughter," Sarah pleaded, her own hands trembling as she tried to shield Emma from the landlord's rage. "Scaring her? You want to know what's scary? Having a mother who can't provide basic shelter. You have until sunset today, 6 hours, to pay 150,000 Nigerian nairas or I'm changing these locks and throwing your belongings on the street." Sarah's heart pounded as she stared at the official document. Final demand, 150,000 Nigerian nairas, rent due immediately, 24 hours to vacate. Her phone showed a devastating 3,247 Nigerian nairas in her bank account. The hotel cleaning job barely covered Emma's school fees and food. Since her husband David's death in a motorcycle accident 18 months ago, every day had been a battle against drowning in bills. "Mr. Adebayo, I understand your frustration, but I've been a reliable tenant for 3 years. Just give me until Friday when my salary." "Friday?" His laugh was bitter and cruel. "You said that last month. I have 5 families on the waiting list who actually have money. Pack your bags or I'll have the police do it for you." The door slammed so hard that Emma's crayon drawings fluttered to the floor. Sarah collapsed onto her threadbare couch, the eviction notice crumpled in her fist, watching her daughter sob quietly in the corner. "Mommy, are we going to live in the car like the lady I saw on TV?" Emma whispered, wiping her nose with her school uniform sleeve. "No, baby. Mommy's going to fix this. Go play in your room while I make some phone calls." Sarah waited until Emma's bedroom door clicked shut before allowing her own tears to fall. The wall clock showed 12:30 p.m. 5.5 hours to find 150,000 Nigerian nairas or watch her daughter become homeless. She'd already exhausted every option: her church's emergency fund, her late husband's family, her few friends who were struggling themselves. Her last hope was her brother Michael in London. He'd helped twice before but made it clear she couldn't keep depending on him. Pride burned in her throat, but Emma's future mattered more than her dignity. With shaking fingers, she opened FaceTime and scrolled through her contacts, looking for Michael Johnson. Her vision was blurred with tears, panic making her clumsy. In her desperation, she accidentally tapped Jin-woo Park, a contact she didn't recognize. The call connected immediately. "Think you'd help a desperate mother facing homelessness? Hit subscribe and drop your location in the comments. Only heartless people ignore families about to lose everything. ****. Instead of her brother's familiar bearded face, a handsome Korean man appeared on screen. He looked to be in his early 30s, wearing an expensive charcoal suit, sitting in what appeared to be a modern glass office with Seoul's glittering skyline visible through floor-to-ceiling windows behind him. "Michael, please, I'm begging you," Sarah started, then froze in horror as she realized her mistake. "Oh God, I'm so sorry. Wrong number. I'm incredibly sorry to disturb you." Jin-woo Park had been reviewing acquisition proposals in his Seoul headquarters when the unexpected call interrupted his late-night work session. At 32, he controlled a technology empire worth billions, but lately, success felt hollow and meaningless. The woman on his screen was clearly distraught, holding what looked like an official document, tears streaming down her dark cheeks. "Please don't apologize," he said in perfect English, his voice gentle and concerned. "You look upset. Are you all right?" Sarah's instinct was to end the call immediately, but something in the stranger's tone stopped her. Despite his obvious wealth and power, there was genuine compassion in his eyes, not irritation at being bothered. "I thought you were my brother in London. I'm really sorry to disturb you. This is mortifying." There's nothing to be embarrassed about. What's troubling you? You seem to be in distress. The unexpected kindness from a complete stranger shattered Sarah's last wall of composure. My daughter and I are getting evicted in 5 hours. I need 150,000 Nigerian nairas for rent, but I only have 3,000 Nigerian nairas. I was calling my brother for help, but... She gestured helplessly at the phone. Jin-woo leaned forward, studying her face intently. Behind her, he could see a small but tidy apartment with children's artwork covering the walls and a dining table scattered with homework and colored pencils. A small girl peeked around the corner before disappearing again. You have a daughter? How old is she? 6. Her name is Emma. She doesn't understand why that man was shouting, but she knows something terrible is happening. Her father died last year, and I've been struggling to keep us afloat ever since. Sarah's voice cracked. I work multiple cleaning jobs, but it's never enough. Jin-woo felt a familiar ache in his chest. He thought of his own father, who died of overwork while Jin-woo was studying abroad, too focused on his education to spend time with the man who'd sacrificed everything for his son's future. May I see the eviction notice? Sarah held the crumpled red paper up to the camera. Jin-woo could clearly see the official stamps and the 6 p.m. deadline marked in bold letters. What kind of work do you do? I clean guest rooms at the Radisson Hotel during the day, office buildings at night, and private homes on weekends. Sometimes I do catering for events when I can find it. Sarah wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. I'm not asking for charity. I work hard, but it's just not enough to survive. I can see that. You're obviously a dedicated mother. What are your banking details? Sir, I appreciate your kindness more than you know, but I can't accept money from a stranger. That wouldn't be appropriate. My name is Jin-woo. We're not strangers anymore. And your daughter deserves a secure home. But you don't know anything about us. Why would you want to help? Jin-woo was quiet for a moment, looking past the camera as memories surfaced. Because 2 years ago, my father died of a heart attack while I was building my company in America. I was too busy with board meetings to visit him when he was hospitalized. I have more wealth than I could spend in multiple lifetimes, but I couldn't buy one more day with the man who gave me everything. Sarah saw the genuine grief in his eyes. I'm deeply sorry for your loss. Don't let pride cost Emma her stability. Please share your account information. After a long pause, Sarah provided her banking details. Within minutes, her phone buzzed with an alert. 200,000 Nigerian nairas credited to your account. This is far too much. Sarah gasped, staring at her phone in complete disbelief. The rent is only 150,000 Nigerian nairas. The additional 50,000 Nigerian nairas is for groceries, utilities, and Emma's educational needs. Every child deserves security and opportunities. How can I possibly repay you? This is truly miraculous. Just take excellent care of Emma. That's the only payment I need. Could Emma meet you? She'll never believe this actually happened. I'd be honored to meet her. Emma approached the phone cautiously when Sarah called her over, still sniffling from the earlier confrontation. Emma, this is Mr. Jin-woo. He helped us keep our home. Hello, Mr. Jin-woo. Emma said quietly, then her face brightened with a huge smile. Thank you for helping Mommy. Are you a superhero? Jin-woo laughed warmly, the first genuine laughter he'd experienced in months. I'm just a friend, Emma. What do you like to do for fun? I love drawing and singing. And I want to learn about different countries. Mommy says there's a whole big world out there. That's wonderful. In Korea, we have beautiful mountains and amazing art. Maybe I can show you some Korean songs someday. For the next 90 minutes, Jin-woo talked with Emma about school, her artwork, and her dreams of becoming a teacher, while Sarah watched in amazement as her daughter's trauma from the morning completely disappeared. The following morning, Sarah called Jin-woo to report the successful rent payment. Mr. Adebayo was absolutely stunned when I handed him the cash. He actually apologized for his behavior and promised to be more understanding in the future. How is Emma recovering from yesterday's ordeal? She's been creating drawings for you all morning. She wants to learn Korean so she can thank you properly in your language. I'd love to see her artwork. Sarah, I have a business proposition for you. What kind of proposition? I'm expanding my company's operations into West Africa. I need someone authentic and trustworthy to oversee our community outreach and corporate responsibility programs, someone who truly understands the challenges families face. I'm just a hotel cleaner. I don't have any experience with corporate work. You're a mother who would sacrifice everything for her daughter. You understand real hardship and genuine need. That's precisely the perspective I require. The position offers 450,000 Nigerian nairas monthly, plus housing assistance and Emma's educational expenses covered. Sarah nearly dropped her phone. That's more than I earn in an entire year of cleaning. You'd be perfect for this role. Are you interested? Yes. Absolutely yes. When would I start? Give me 2 weeks to establish our Lagos office. I'll fly in personally to set up operations and get you oriented. Love stories about real kindness transforming lives? Subscribe now and tell me where you're watching from. Only selfish people stay silent when they witness genuine compassion. ***. 2 weeks later, Jin-woo's private jet touched down at Murtala Muhammad International Airport. He'd established an impressive office in Victoria Island and personally recruited a team of social workers and community development specialists. Sarah's first day felt surreal. The office was sleek, modern, and completely different from the hotel rooms she'd been scrubbing. But Jin-woo was patient and encouraging, explaining everything personally. Your responsibility is identifying families in crisis and coordinating our assistance programs, Jin-woo explained, showing her the advanced computer systems. You'll also help design sustainable solutions to break generational cycles of poverty. I still can't believe this is my reality now, Sarah said, looking around the spacious, well-appointed office. You've earned this opportunity, Sarah. You've been surviving against impossible odds, now you can help others thrive. For the first month, everything exceeded expectations. Sarah proved to have exceptional intuition for community needs and quickly earned respect from local organizations and government officials. Jin-woo called daily to monitor progress, and their professional relationship gradually evolved into genuine friendship. Emma adored their evening video calls with Uncle Jin-woo, learning basic Korean phrases and proudly displaying her latest artwork. Jin-woo had shipped Korean art supplies and was teaching Emma traditional painting techniques via video. But during her second month, Sarah discovered troubling irregularities in the financial records. The numbers don't match properly, she told Jin-woo during their daily video conference. Money designated for family assistance is being redirected. Approximately $80,000 has disappeared over the past 6 months. Jin-woo's expression turned serious. Who has access to these funds? Marcus Webb, the consultant who was establishing operations before I arrived. He's supposed to be completing the transition, but he retains system access. Document everything meticulously. Don't discuss this investigation with anyone else. Why the secrecy? Because if Marcus discovers we're investigating him, evidence might vanish. I need comprehensive documentation first. That afternoon, as Sarah worked on documenting the financial discrepancies, Marcus Webb appeared in her doorway. He was a tall, imposing man in his 50s with calculating eyes and an intimidating presence. I understand you're conducting some interesting research into our financial systems, Marcus said, his smile cold and predatory. Just standard oversight procedures, sir. Ensuring everything follows proper protocols. Proper protocols. Marcus stepped closer to her desk menacingly. You realize, Sarah, this organization was functioning perfectly before you arrived with your suspicions. I'm simply following Mr. Park's instructions to maintain accountability. Marcus leaned over her desk threateningly. Let me offer some friendly advice. Your daughter Emma attends St. Mary's Primary School, correct? Lovely little girl. Walks home alone every afternoon at 3:15 p.m. It would be tragic if something disrupted her safe daily routine. The threat was unmistakably clear. Sarah's blood turned ice cold. Are you threatening my daughter? I'm providing helpful guidance. You have an excellent position now, outstanding compensation. Don't jeopardize that over meaningless concerns. Some investigations are better left uncompleted. After Marcus departed, Sarah immediately called Jin-woo, her hands shaking so violently she could barely operate the phone. He threatened Emma directly. He knows her school, her schedule, everything about her routine. Jin-woo's face became steel-hard. Pack your belongings immediately. Both of you. My security team is already en route to Emma's school and your office. I can't just abandon Nigeria. This is our home, our entire life. Your life is wherever Emma remains safe. Marcus won't limit himself to threats if he feels cornered. He's stolen $80,000, he'll do anything to protect himself. But Emma's education, her friends, everything familiar. Emma's safety supersedes everything else. Trust me, Sarah. I have extensive resources and international connections. We'll handle this appropriately, but I need you both protected immediately. Within 4 hours, Jin-woo's security team had discreetly collected Emma from school and escorted her to the office where Sarah was gathering critical evidence files. Mommy, why are these nice security guards picking me up early? Emma asked, curious rather than frightened. We're going on a special trip, sweetheart. We're going to visit Uncle Jin-woo in Korea. Really? Can I bring my art supplies and Korean language books? That evening, they boarded Jin-woo's luxury private jet to Seoul. Emma was absolutely thrilled by the aircraft, exploring every section with wide-eyed fascination. This is more exciting than any adventure movie, Mommy. Emma exclaimed, settling into her comfortable seat with her coloring materials. As they flew through the night, Emma fell asleep between them, clutching her favorite stuffed animal. Why are you doing all this? Sarah asked quietly. This goes far beyond helping with rent. You're completely transforming our entire lives. Jin-woo gazed at Emma's peaceful expression. My father died while I was building my empire overseas. I was too focused on profit margins to create memories with him. When I saw you and Emma facing eviction, I saw a second chance to honor the values he taught me. We're not your responsibility or obligation. You're not my responsibility, you're my family. I've been successful but isolated for years. You and Emma have given my life genuine purpose and meaning again. In Seoul, Korean authorities and international law enforcement reviewed Sarah's comprehensive evidence against Marcus. Detective Kim assured them the case was ironclad. We're coordinating with Nigerian authorities to arrest Marcus Webb tomorrow morning, Detective Kim informed them. Will you provide testimony via video link? Whatever it takes to stop him and protect other vulnerable families. The next morning, at the emergency board meeting in Lagos conducted via satellite from Seoul, Marcus stood confidently before the assembled board members and law enforcement officials. Distinguished colleagues, I've uncovered serious financial irregularities, Marcus announced, pointing to fabricated documents. Sarah Johnson has been systematically embezzling funds designated for charity. I recommend immediate termination and criminal prosecution. Jin-woo's voice came clearly through the conference speakers. Those are extremely serious accusations, Marcus. I'm certain you have compelling evidence to support such significant claims. Absolutely. The evidence is overwhelming and irrefutable. The conference room doors opened, and Nigerian police officers entered, followed by FBI agent Martinez. "Marcus Webb, you're under arrest for embezzlement, money laundering, and witness intimidation," Agent Martinez announced as handcuffs appeared. "What? This is completely ridiculous. I'm the victim here. She's the criminal." The screen switched to show Sarah in Seoul, with all her meticulously documented evidence displayed on the presentation screen. For 60 minutes, Sarah systematically presented her findings, demonstrating exactly how Marcus had stolen funds meant for struggling families, created fraudulent invoices, and attempted to frame her for his crimes. Marcus's confident expression crumbled as the evidence mounted. By the end, he was sweating profusely and had turned completely pale. The defendant used his position to steal $83,000 over 10 months from funds designated to help families in crisis, Agent Martinez concluded. "Thanks to Mrs. Johnson's thorough investigation, we have complete documentation of his criminal activities." As Marcus was led away in handcuffs, the board members apologized profusely to Jin-woo and praised Sarah's integrity and investigative excellence. If protecting families from exploitation matters to you, hit subscribe and tell me your location. I bet only the heartless won't share where they're from. Prove me wrong, ***. 10 months later, Seoul had become their permanent home. Sarah managed Jin-woo's entire African charitable foundation from the headquarters, while Emma excelled at an international school where she was fluent in English, Korean, and Yoruba. "She's progressing so rapidly," Sarah marveled, watching Emma play with Korean children in the company daycare. "She's trilingual now and her art teacher says she has exceptional natural talent." Jin-woo smiled, adjusting the engagement ring he'd been wearing for 4 months. "She inherits that intelligence from her mother. You've revolutionized our entire approach to community assistance and international outreach. I still sometimes can't believe this is real. 10 months ago, we were facing homelessness. And now? Now I'm engaged to the most incredible man in the world, doing meaningful work that actually helps families like we used to be." Emma ran up to them, chattering excitedly in Korean about her latest painting, a beautiful portrait of their family together. "She wants to know if she can design our wedding invitations in 3 languages, Jin-woo translated, laughing warmly. "Tell her she can design anything she wants for our wedding," Sarah said, pulling them both into a loving embrace. A year later, at their beautiful Seoul wedding ceremony attended by friends from both Nigeria and Korea, Emma served as flower girl, proudly announcing in 3 languages that her mommy had found them the best appa in the world. Jin-woo had discovered that true wealth wasn't measured in stock valuations but in bedtime stories and family dinners. Sarah had learned that sometimes the most desperate moments lead to the greatest blessings and unexpected love. And it all started with a wrong FaceTime call that connected 2 hearts across 8,000 miles, proving that love, like hope, recognizes no borders and builds bridges across any distance or cultural difference. Sometimes the wrong number dials exactly the right destiny.